Straight line quilting is one of the easiest ways to quilt a quilt, and it's perfect for beginners. I have used it a lot in several of my quilts. Welcome. I'm Jackie with Jackie Russell Creates, where I give you tips, tricks, and techniques for all your quilting needs. Now, if you're ready to get quilting our quilt top, hit the subscribe button and give the video a thumbs up. And let's get started. You just need a few things to start quilting with a straight line quilting. You'll need a walking foot. I have mine on my machine, but it's also called an even feed foot. And it really helps with the bulk, when you have a lot of bulk that you're trying to stitch through. You do not need it, but I highly recommend it. It's so much easier with it. It can be done, straight line stitching can be done with a regular presser foot or your 1/4 inch foot. But like I said, you'll thank me later if you get a walking foot. You're also going to need a ruler and some marking utensil. I have a friction pin, which are great, but a little tip or secret is that if they get cold, the lines will come back. And so I like to use friction pins when I'm using them for a seam, when I'm patchworking together, pieces together, that you know they're not going to be seen. But for the outside of a quilt, I prefer not to use a friction pin, but I am going to show that today. Or a water-soluble pen. I also have these wash-out cloth markers that most of the time you see seamstress using these. And then I have a chalking pencil that comes with a bunch of different colors. So I will link these down in the description below, but you'll need at least one of these. Now, when you're deciding which way to quilt, it's there's several options. You can go up and down, side to side. You can go horizontal. You can even follow the pattern. Let's say if this was a patchwork, you could follow the exact lines of the shape. You can echo. There's so many different ways. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to figure out how you want to lay your lines. And then you're going to draw them on. Do not be afraid to draw on your quilt top as long as you're using the right marking utensils. And then a few things that I recommend to check. You want to make sure you check your bobbin. Make sure you have a full bobbin. I don't know how many times I have been quilting and I ran out of my bobbin in the middle of a line or stitch, and it just, yeah. So check your bobbin. I also check my needle and make sure I either have a quilting needle or an 80-12 needle. Those are the ones that I prefer to quilt with, so I make sure that they're in my machine. And for this quilt, we're going to be working on the chevron burst that we did a few videos back. And I'm going to do like stitch in the ditch and echo this chevron pattern. But I wanted to continue out into the white or cream colored. And so I'm going to use the ruler to draw my lines. So let's get started on it. Okay, so I have my quilt top laid out here, and I'm going to start drawing my lines. So what I'm going to do is line my ruler up with my seam where I'm going to stitch. And I'm going to take one of my marking tools. This one is just a chalk pencil. It will remove with water. And I'm just lightly drawing a line. I don't need it too dark or too heavy, just so I can see it. Or you can see it when you're stitching. This is a water soluble. You can also get one in blue And I'm just drawing the line with my ruler. I like to use either the chalk or the pencil, just in case it's going to take me a while to get back to quilting the top. And if your ruler don't reach the end, just kind of shift it down, line it up, and you'll do this throughout your whole quilt top. Once you have it done and you drew your lines on, you're going to just start sewing. And I don't worry about the pins, I just mark around them. So what I'm going to do is we're going to start right here at this point. And we're going to just start sewing down just this one side, because then I'm going to flip it and then we're going to do the designs this way. Then we'll do the designs on this one. So you can see here I have my walking foot on, and I'm just maneuvering my quilt so I can get to this center point. Then I'm going to lower my needle down right where I want it to be. And then I'm going to pull up that bottom thread. And the reason I like to pull up that bottom thread is that way I don't get tanglies under the bottom, but I can also just tie that in a knot and push it through and it will secure those ends. So now I'm going to put it my needle right back in that same spot, and we're going to just start sewing in that ditch. I don't go very fast, and I just keep straightening out my piece to keep it straight. When I come to a pin, I do remove them. And so I'm at the point of where my design finished, and I'm just going to follow that line that I drew with the ruler and that marking pen. And I'm just lining that pin right up through the center of my feed dogs. And then once you come off the edge of your quilt top into just your batting, that helps secure those stitches. And then I do cut my threads. Yeah, we're going to cut them this time, and then I'll show you another way to do them so you don't have to keep cutting your thread. So now we're going to come back up to where our next block starts. Now you can use any of your decorative stitches that you have on your machine that does not require a free motion. So as long as you have the foot that has the wider place that your needle can go back and forth, you can be able to use any. You can use your zigzag stitch, you can use a wavy stitch if you wanted. On the quilt behind me, I've used my leaf stitch and a basket stitch, so you can use any stitch as long as you have the wide space for them the needle to go and not hit the presser foot. And you can go as slow, as fast as you are comfortable with. I like to go at a steady pace so then I can keep that line nice and straight. So we're going to come off, and now you don't want to cut your thread and keep pulling up. Just rotate your quilt, and I'm just going to stitch down till I get to my next marking, and I'm stitching in the batting and just the background fabric. It will get cut off and hidden with our binding. And then you just rotate your quilt again. The problem with this is you're going to get the bulk on this one side. And then we're going to start quilting again. So that is how simple it is to quilt a straight line quilting. Then what you'll do near the end, you'll just come in, and I just like to tie a little knot, just a small one, right there, and then I'll take a needle and bring these down through the batting and hide these threads. That is how simple it is to do straight line stitching on your quilts. Now all you would have to do once you're done quilting is either take it to the ironing board and iron it to get rid of those markings. You can throw it in the washing machine to get rid of the water soluble ones, or you could even just use a damp cloth. You don't want to soak your whole fabric if you're not washing it, but just damp it and those markings will come off. Then the next step, you're ready to bind. If you want to see the rest of the playlist for this quilt that we've been working on, it'll be listed up here. And if you're interested in the rest of the Quilting 101 series, it will be listed down here. So until then, happy quilting, my friends.